That's it right there, T-Nip.
What's up, YouTube? It's CrownSpectro here, back here with another video for everybody, and today we're gonna be talking about why Final Fantasy Dissidia deserves better. Alright, recently I checked out an article that was talking about, Square Enix is not gonna drop any more updates for their new and latest, well, I won't say latest, but yeah, latest, but not newest Dissidia game, of course, the NT. And basically, they were talking about they're gonna drop an update in March, and this game basically is gonna be, that's it. There's no more updates coming for this game whatsoever, which is kind of crazy to me because it's like, I would have thought they would add it way, way more updates after that. Honestly, it's kind of sad because I didn't even, I played this game, and I couldn't get into it. This game just wasn't like the other Dissidia games. It was too different. It just didn't feel the same. If you guys ever played the PSP Dissidia games, you would know those are the OGs. All right, it was like Final Fantasy 012, and I forgot what the other Final Fantasy game that came out on Dissidia was called. I remember there being two of them though, and there was so much fun on the PSP, man. And it's like this one wasn't it. All right, it wasn't it. All right. Honestly, it was cool they had all the Final Fantasy characters. It was dope, but the story was not there. The story, you actually had to unlock the story. You didn't even play through the story. Like, there was no story mode. You might as well say. Like, where was the story mode? Like, series, this game, all of it deserves better. The CD could have been such so much more. In fact, at this point, I would rather them remaster 012 and the other Dissidia games that was on the PSP back to the PS4 before they make another Dissidia game. Cause it's like, what's the point now? Like, it seems to me they just don't know where to take the direction of the series and franchise in total. But Dissidia is a great series overall. I always like the concept of bringing all the Final Fantasy main characters into one big, story and game. But it just the last Dissidia game wasn't it. You played a couple matches, and don't get me wrong, once you play all the characters and stuff, it's pretty cool and it's pretty fun at first. But after a certain amount of time, it gets kind of annoying. All right. Honestly, it's kind of hard to keep track of your opponent when he's constantly running around, and your lock on is just not following him fast enough sometimes. And, it's a lot of different reasons I can go into, but it's more of a reason why, that the CD is probably not getting any more updates. Because maybe they realize that this game's just not going to go anywhere, or maybe they just had no intentions on making this game no better to begin with, which is kind of sad to be honest. But still, like, honestly, the CD deserves more. It deserves better. I don't feel like this series should go out like this. I feel like this series should indeed remaster some of the old Dissidia games, bring them back to the PS4, because those games were best, man. Those games were so much fun, man. PSP days, those it was some really great games on the PSP. Despite there not being, mini games, I'm not even sure if they still make games for PSP or not these days. I'm not entirely sure, but still, like, back then when they made games for the PSP, PS Vita, and the original PSP, those games were a lot of fun. All right, those games were something. They had something to them that just some games these days just don't have. And the Dissidia seems to be one of them. The Dissidia was great on the PSP. When they brought it to the PS4, and don't get me wrong, I was really hyped when they did announce they was gonna bring the Dissidia to the PS4. That was gonna bring a new Dissidia. And it sounded like a great idea. Once you first hear it, cause like the CD was great on the PSP, so imagine what's gonna be like, on the PS4. But once you got to it and played it a little bit, then yeah, it just wasn't it. And like I said before, the story mode, I always love to play the story mode of the CD. But me unlocking the story mode by buying pieces of the story mode just wasn't something that I was interested in. At first I thought you had to unlock the story mode when you play the game, but then I was realizing, like, that you actually had to unlock like pieces of the story to actually buy pieces of the story to even, learn the story. And it's crazy because, like, I much rather play it than I would, paying for it and unlocking it by buying it, unlocking pieces of it. And it just it wasn't it. This game could have been so much better, and this game had a lot of potential to do a lot of different cool things with it. But it's just this game was not trying to do that. This game wasn't trying to explore back on the old Dissidia waves. It tried something new, and I see that it was trying to do something new, but it just wasn't working for it. It just wasn't enough for it. Like, I don't understand what made them think that not having a story mode inside this game would not be a good idea. And you may say, yes, there was a story mode, but still, like, just watching cutscenes, okay. But anyways, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section below about Final Fantasy Dissidia. Do you think this game deserves better? You think this game should have more updates to it, or should it just go ahead and end the series in total? And are you looking forward to a remaster? Because they need to bring one. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.